What if the partner you choose is never really just your choice? What if hidden social forces, your friends, your peers, your social media audience, quietly shape who you find attractive and even who you allow yourself to love? Most people think their desires are personal, but in reality, they are constantly filtered through a social arena. And nowhere is this more powerful than in the dynamics between women themselves. Throughout history, female peer pressure has played a subtle yet decisive role in shaping relationships. In ancient Athens, marriage wasn't about love, it was about alliances, and women's choices were framed by family expectations. In the Parisian salons of the 18th century, women competed to attract philosophers, poets, and statesmen to their circles, not just for romance but for prestige. And in Victorian England, a woman's choice of husband was judged as much by society as by her own heart. Love was never just about two people. It was a public performance. That same logic is alive today, only the stage has changed. Now, women don't just share their partners with family or small communities. They share them with entire audiences online. A relationship becomes a curated story, measured in likes, comments, and whispers in group chats. Vacations, gifts, anniversaries, these are not just private moments anymore, they are signals, proof of status. And with that, the pressure to choose a partner who looks good in the eyes of others becomes overwhelming. Inside female peer groups, this pressure can be ruthless, even if unspoken. If a woman dates a man who doesn't meet the group's standard of attractiveness, success, or lifestyle, she risks subtle judgment. Comments like "you could do better" or the quiet silence when his name comes up send the message clearly: your partner is not enough for us. And because humans are social creatures, this external voice often drowns out inner feelings. Jean-Jacques Rousseau described this centuries ago when he wrote about amour propre, the form of self-love that depends entirely on how others see us. When desire is filtered through comparison, it is no longer free. And it doesn't stop at the female peer group. The outside world adds another layer of pressure. Social media has turned relationships into competitions, not unlike the aristocratic courts of old. A woman is not only measured by who she loves, but by what that love can be shown to represent. Does he have a successful career? Does he provide lavish experiences worth posting? Does he embody the lifestyle her peers aspire to? If the answer is yes, she rises in the silent hierarchy. If not, her relationship risks being seen as a step down. This is not entitlement, it is the invisible weight of collective expectation pressing down on intimate choices. The result is hyperselectivity. Many women no longer filter partners only by personal desire or compatibility but by what that choice will say to the outside world. This explains why financial strength or social status remains strong criteria even when autonomy means women no longer need men for survival. It isn't just about personal need, it is about peer validation. The partner becomes both a companion and a social signal. But here's the deeper tragedy: when love becomes signaling, awe disappears. Romance loses its sacred veil and turns into performance. Instead of devotion, you get competition. Instead of destiny, you get calculation. Nietzsche warned that modernity would strip life of its sacredness, leaving only utility. That is exactly what we risk when we allow peer pressure to dictate romance. The good news is that it doesn't have to be this way. You can step outside the gallery. You can choose to build intimacy not as a public signal but as a private fire. You can resist the pull of comparison and rediscover the trembling beauty of choosing someone because they awaken your soul, not because they impress your circle. Mystery returns when you stop performing. Awe returns when you stop calculating. And devotion returns when you choose for yourself. The future of love depends on whether we keep letting outside pressure turn relationships into social contracts or whether we reclaim them as sacred encounters between two souls. It starts with you. Every time you resist the pressure to choose for appearances, you carve out space for real romance to exist again. This channel is here to explore how love, society, and power shape one another, and how you can navigate these forces with clarity and courage. If you want to go deeper and rediscover the romance that survives beyond peer pressure, subscribe now and join the journey. Because true love begins where performance ends.